You know, I was just thinking. In Spider Island, almost every New Yorker is changed into a giant spider. Man, I just feel sorry for any guys whose wives were turned into Black Widows. The laser is 'cause I like sci-fi. The dude is 'cause I am a rat guy. 99 is 'cause I like Wayne Gretzky. That's why I'm lazy 99. I am a Batman fan, and I'm a Canadian man. I do top 10 lists, and I eat ketchup chips. Oh, it's laser time and we're gonna do a review. Yes, we're gonna review. I'm talking about movies and comics too. Let's all go watch the review. Hey everybody, and welcome to another Lazy Dude 99 video. This is the first video in this new background, new look, and so enough to talk about that. Let's get on with the review. Today we're talking about Spider Island, written by Dan Slott. In this story, the Jackal infects every single New Yorker with Spider-Man powers, and so all of New York has varying different Spider-Man powers. They are swinging webs, and they are climbing walls, and this is a story of how an entire city has the great power and responsibility that Spider-Man has. So I remember when I first heard about this idea, I thought, wow, they're really kind of just running out of ideas, aren't they? They're just going to give everyone in New York spider powers? Where's the story in that? But after reading it, I must say it is a very well-paced and well-constructed story. The story is basically, it goes through how Peter Parker's character arc, he's a guy with spider powers, and he's finally coming into his own on this. He is a member of the Avengers. He is a member of the Fantastic Four. He is a very important superhero. The public loves him, and he's really good at what he does now. And with his new job at Horizon Labs, he's really come into his own as a superhero and become real good. And even though he doesn't have his spider sense anymore at this point, he's now been studying martial arts and has become well adept at fighting hand-to-hand combat. So all seems to be going well for Peter Parker. You know, he should really take that as a warning sign. When things are going well for you, that means the crap is about to hit the fan. And through this story, Peter Parker has to deal with being nobody special because everyone has spider powers, being accepted fully for who he is because he can fully embrace himself just swinging through webs. He doesn't even have to wear a mask, and they wouldn't even know he's Spider-Man because all a New Yorker has spider powers. So he can fully embrace the freedom of it, of being just Spider-Man and Peter Parker. But then it just kind of puts the consequences squarely in his lap, because whatever bad stuff happens, and bad stuff does happen to all of New York through this, it is placed squarely his responsibility because they all have his power. And he has to go through the joys and the terrors of all of New York with spider powers. So let me just say that, of course, being a Spider-Man book, this book is very funny. There are lots of moments where I laughed out loud. And let me just say, I don't laugh out loud when I'm reading stuff that often. I usually laugh at things when they're like, you know, they have to usually be moving or they have to be said. So it's very hard to get me to laugh when I'm just reading it off the page. And there was not just once or twice, but many times where I chuckled out loud. You know, and not many things can do that for me. I guess what I really like about Spider Island is we really get to feel what Peter is going through. His happiness, his how he loves that he can just freely do this now. How he can do it with his girlfriend. You know, not do it, I'm not talking about that, that's something else. I'm talking about how he can, you know, freely go about doing stuff with his girlfriend with spider powers. But then there's that burden where he's also still kind of lying to her because he's never told her that he's Spider-Man. And this is his newer girlfriend, Charlie Cooper. But then he's still, he's still hiding from her that he's Spider-Man. And, to be honest, we all feel Peter Parker's pain in that respect. Not that we've all been hiding and that we have superpowers from women. But that, we see why he's hiding it from her. And we can understand why he is. Because, let's be honest, if you were a superhero and you were dating, you would not tell every girl that you ever dated that you were that superhero. Because, let's be honest, that would come to bite you in the butt sometimes when you broke up. The story of Spider Island is unique because I don't think this type of story can really happen with any other superhero. You couldn't really have a story where everyone gets Wolverine powers, or everyone gets Hulk powers, or heck, everyone gets Superman powers and it would have the same effect. It's purely a story that really can only be told by Spider-Man's perspective. He's not overly powerful where it'd just be such a scary thought for all of the world to have this power, but he's not, underpowerful where it's still a big deal. And what better character to lead this story than a character that basically takes everything that ever involves him as his responsibility? This story arc had many one-shots and spin-offs. I didn't really get any of them. I think I got one of the Venom spin-offs, and I have this one and this one. Those are different one-shots that they did. I like this one. This one was about Hobgoblin. I really like what they're doing with Hobgoblin. Some people don't, but I do. I didn't really like this one that much. It was just about different New Yorkers handling the powers. Anywho, but one thing about the one-shots and other character arcs that continue with this, I've been reading the Venom books, the new Venom books with Flash Thompson as Venom. I've been really enjoying those. I thought they've been very good, very well handled, and a great addition to the Spider-Man mythos and Spider-Man Venom mythos. And there's a lot of important plot points that happen in the Venom story that they just brush over in this. I don't want to give too much away. There's a part in the story where Venom takes out one of the agents of the bad guy and takes his place, so it makes himself look like him. We never see him actually fight him in the Spider Island. You'd have to get Venom to see that to happen. So you're just turning to the pages. One page you see Venom fighting this guy. You flip a few more, and then next you see Venom's imposing as him. It's harder to keep up with that. If you didn't get Venom, the Venom comic, I fortunately did get that one, you'd be confused. You'd be like, whoa, wait, what? How is he imposing as the, what? And, other stuff like that, I think when you have a story, you should you can have tie-ins and one-shots, go ahead. I'm fine with that, but I just think that if you're going to have tie-ins and one-shots, maybe you should make sure that the main story, the important stuff, is all told in these issues. So we can get the main story fully. So the art in here, in these books, they're just good. And what do you mean? You might ask, what do you mean by they're just good? I mean, it's good, but there's nothing I can really say that. Not many shots that really just stand out. Shots I'd be like, oh, I wish that was a poster so I could hang it on my wall. None shots like that really just stand out to me. They all just look like they're nice Spider-Man shots. They fit the Spider-Man mood really well. It's just okay to me. I don't really think of that's that special or amazing. I just think it's pretty good. The covers, though, a lot of these covers I like. I like the Prelude cover with the Statue of Liberty with Spider-Man's face on it. That's a nice one. I like this cover with Mary Jane with Spider-Man. Don't judge. And, you know, some of these other covers I really like. I like the last one a lot, too. The one with, like, all of New Yorkers walking away from these Spider-Man suits in a homage to Spidey No More. Or Spider-Man No More. Now, if there was a big complaint I had with this, it would be the villains. Now, the first we have the obvious villain, which is the Jackal, the guy who does all the cloning things, and he was this weird guy, and I have no idea who he is. I know he's probably part of the Clone Saga, a big part of that. I have no idea who the Jackal is, okay? I'm just a regular Spider-Man villains guy. If it didn't show up on Spectacular Spider-Man, it's not important enough for me to know. But, okay, so we got the Jackal, and he's the one doing it, but he's doing it with the help of... Dun, dun, dun! The Queen! Who's this? Never heard of her. Like, I flipped the page to the big reveal. I'm like, who are you? Never heard of you. Like, all I can gather from what they show is that she was like a Captain America Super Soldier Project villainess that everyone thought died, but now she returned in this. I have no idea who she is. Oh, well, maybe that's just for the best for the story that they don't use any mainstream Spider-Man villains for a story like this. Because, let's be honest, for almost any other Spider-Man villain, this kind of story would feel forced. If this was a Doc Ock plot, it would feel forced. You know? So maybe it's just a good thing that it's just this character known as the Queen. She probably fit the story the best that anyone else could. But the thing is that it kind of bothers me about the villains that they don't really get into the story. She ends up controlling all of the people who got turned into Spider-Man. She controls them and they all turn into these giant, like, evil spiders under her control. So when she fights, she uses them to fight. And when the Jackal fights, he never really fights Spider-Man, which I gather that he's not a fighting villain anyway. But he uses his minions to fight. You know, he uses his big green spider guy to fight. So they never really get into the story. And when the Queen finally does, she turns into a giant spider. I don't really like that, you know. It just turns into the typical giant monster roaming through the city and the heroes are all trying to beat him down. You know, it's a decent climax and all, but they're saying that, oh, she's all powerful now, nothing can stop her. But when I look at that, I'm just thinking, where's Godzilla? Let's get Godzilla in there, let's fight her. So, you know, it's just I don't really find the giant big thing that menacing in books. I prefer if it's just a small being, you know, like a human with all this power. They can do anything just with a snap of a finger. I always find that more intimidating. But now I'm just, you know, trying to write the story the way I want it. The way it stands, it's okay. I just don't really like. I don't get into the mindsets of the villains. They're just typical villains that want to rule the world and stuff. Peter Parker's really sympathetic in this because we just see through all this how this journey. And how it really affects him in every way. The joys, the horrors, and the obstacles that he overcomes, and how he always stays true to his beliefs throughout it. You know, that's just the thing that we love about Spider-Man. How he'll try to overcome any situation, no matter how bleak it gets, or no matter how it feels like he's worthless. He'll always try. You know, and then we really get into that mindset of Peter Parker. And of course, like a proper Spider-Man story, it ends on a bittersweet moment. I don't want to give it away, but it ends on a moment that kind of sucks for Peter, but you know, it's a nice moment too. It ends on a not so great, not so sucky moment. So all in all, I think Spider Island is a nice Spider-Man tale. It really gets you to see how New Yorkers would handle this situation. If I had only a complaint, I think it'd be like more New Yorkers would really get out of control with Spider-Man powers and maybe go psychotic, or you know. But you know, this is a Spider-Man book. We don't want it to be too dark. And so that being said, I gotta give Spider Island a 7 out of 10. It's a really entertaining read. You'll laugh and you'll be enthralled by the adventure. You might not get too much into the mindset of the villains, but it'll still be a great read for you to enjoy. So, thanks for watching, guys. Remember, I'm LazyDude99, and if I don't like it, it's not worth it. Hope you enjoy the new background. It might get changed later on with some tweaks and stuff. I might tweak it a little bit, but this is what we're going to get. So, see you around. Be sure to check out more of my other videos on my channel, and wait for more coming soon.